Hey, what's going on, my friend? It is Chris Harrell, the marketing superman for Christ-centered coaches, consultants, and course creators. In today's episode of the Kingdom Marketing Secrets podcast, I'm going to share with you a really good episode, a really good topic. We're going to talk about the one secret to success average people fear that keeps them stuck. Let me do that one more time. The one secret to success average people fear that keeps them stuck.
It's about that time, and now it's going down. And we ain't letting nothing stop us, ain't no slowing down. Now, it's Kingdom Marketing Secrets, and every single week you gotta pick this.
I think it's finally time. I think it's time to flow. I think it's time to start this podcast so they can know the right tips and strategies that bring success. It calls heaven on earth and our busyness. But this is all true because he changed the game and brought the kingdom to every soul representing his name. Now position yourself in him to be blessed and bring heaven on earth in your busyness. It's about that time and now it's going down. And we ain't letting nothing stop us, ain't no slowing down. Nah, it's Kingdom Marketing Secrets, and every single week you gotta pick this. It's about that time, and now it's going down. And we ain't letting nothing stop us, ain't no slowing down. Nah, it's Kingdom Marketing Secrets, and every single week you gotta pick this.
Welcome to Kingdom Marketing Secrets, where you'll hear the best tips, tactics, and takeaways, and any other cool words starting with T, so you can advance your business online the Kingdom way. Welcome your host, Christopher Harold.
All right, so welcome back, my friend. I'm excited to share this episode with you right now. This is going to be a really good episode because it's pretty fresh because recently some things have recently happened with some things in our business where we've encountered, a certain group of people. And I'm going to share this with you because if you're a coach, consultant, course creator, professional service provider, expert, right, you're going to have these type of experiences in your business when you're looking to, sell more of your products and services, when you're looking to grow and scale your business, right? When you're looking to get more clientele. You're going to have a lot of these issues. And the secret to success I'm going to share with you, very few people practice. See, there's a divide in the entrepreneurship world, okay? There's a divide. And it's an even much larger divide from the quote-unquote kingdom entrepreneurship world, right? For those of us who are believers in Christ, right? I always say there are three types of entrepreneurs in the world. You have these, and I've been all three, right? You have the worldly-minded secular entrepreneur who's only trying to build their own empire, right? It's all about them building their own empire, making their name great, making as much money as possible they can have for themselves, right? So you have that type of entrepreneur. The second one is what I call the religious entrepreneur. And this could be the traditional Christian, or it could be a Jew or Muslim or whoever, right? So the religious entrepreneur, right, who tends to want to form God in a way to do their business bidding, right? Or they're religious on one holy day. It could be a Friday. It could be a Saturday. It could be a Sunday. Because I used to be this person where one day you're super holy, but the other 6 days a week, you're really carnal and secular minded, when it's all about the money, right? You go to the church service, the worship service, you do all the right rituals, you give money just because you're trying to appease God, right? But your heart is not in the right place because you're really about money. So the religious entrepreneur, like I said, this is your traditional, most of your traditional Christians, Muslims, Jews, or you name it, right? The religious person. And then the third person is the kingdom entrepreneur. Now, the kingdom entrepreneur, this person, is born again from the Holy Spirit. This person is a born again believer in Jesus Christ. And through, they're really about building up the kingdom through the business world, in the marketplace, right? The focus is bringing the kingdom of heaven here on earth in the marketplace, right? From your characteristics, from the way you do business, from your ethics, right? And having a good understanding, a proper understanding of money, knowing that money is a good thing, that money is not evil, right? That God wants you to have money. Why? Because you can do greater good with money, right? But not letting money become your God, right? So it's a kingdom entrepreneur where you don't flip-flop, 7 days a week. It's really about, expanding the kingdom of heaven through your gifts, talents, abilities, through your business, right? So the kingdom entrepreneur. And since you have this divide in the world, a lot of folks want to be entrepreneurs, right? And more importantly, a lot of folks want to be successful entrepreneurs, right? And you should. Nothing wrong with that. But herein lies the problem. And I started my very first business in the year 1998. Yes, 1998. All right. So I've been at this a little while. I started my very first business way back then. And no matter what kind of business it was, and I've done all kinds of businesses. I've sold pretty much everything under the sun. Something holds true where most people just want success. Most people just desire success. Most people say, I want to quit a job. Most people say, I don't want to do this anymore. But for what they want and what they're willing to do are two different things. So where am I going with this, right? Where am I going with this divide in the world? Well, most people want success. Most people pray for success. Most people beg God for success. Most people manipulate, steal, rob, cheat, do whatever for success, right? And the problem is this. All right, here is the one secret that average people fear that keeps them stuck. See, most people are living in a world where they're in a rut right now. I would say 80%, maybe 85% of the population doesn't or are not doing the very thing they were put on this planet to do. And it could be in their occupation, right? Because most people confuse work, right, with a job, right? See, God has put you on this planet to do some work, some kingdom work, but most people think that's the job. And then it could be both, right? But most people have it confused. And unfortunately, the world we live in today doesn't teach you how to find your purpose, doesn't help you discover your purpose, doesn't help you figure out the assignment that God brought you on this planet to do. So you need other resources like things that we provide our clients inside of our God's Masterpiece program and other courses. I have over 24 courses, from various topics that can help you in these areas. So you need some help with that, just reach out to our office at support@chrissharrold.com, and we can help you and find something that you need to help you along the way. But the point I want to share, right, is that, see, average people who want success, see, they want just what people have. They want the nice cars. They want the nice home. They want the peace, which is good, right? Nothing wrong with those things, right? But what average people are afraid to do, because I say I'm going to share the one secret to success, is that it's the double F principle. And what is a double F principle? Average people are afraid to fail fast. Why? Because average people are afraid of failure. What do I mean? Here's the deal. One of my clients in my Rapid Success System program shared this with me, and I thought it was really good. And he said, hey, his name is Frederick. He said, hey, people need to get to the place where they're willing to get the suck out, right? And then I heard this again from one of my other mentors about, I've always knew this, but it's like, you need to be willing to fail fast. Here's the deal. Whatever you do the very first time, second time, third time, you're going to suck at it, right? You're not going to be great at it. It could be the very first time a marketing funnel is set up. The very first time a marketing video is set up. The very first time you launch our program outside of our Rapid Success System, right? The very first time that you do anything, host a call, host a webinar, host a virtual event, whatever you do, the very first, speak on stage, the very first time you do something, 9 times out of 10, you're going to suck at it. The very first time you rode a bike, you sucked at it. The very first time you played sports, you sucked at it. The very first time you try to date your wife, holler at someone of the opposite sex, you probably sucked at it, right? The point is this. Since that holds to be true, because there's nobody who created overnight success in the business world. I don't care how much you pray, how much you give, right? So since that holds to be true, and if it's a fact that you're going to suck at something you do, heck, you might invest in something the very first time, it don't work out. That's part of it, right? So if that holds to be true, that a lot of times you're going to invest in things that don't work out, a lot of times you're going to do something that does not work out the way you hope, a lot of times you're going to do something in the business world, in life in general, that does not work out the way you hope. Since that holds to be true, wouldn't it make sense for you to get that over with as soon as possible? See, average people put it off. See, average people are afraid of failure, so they put it off. They procrastinate. They delay the inevitable. Because here's the deal. When you rather something happen in 2 weeks rather than 2 years, if you're gonna build a skill, grow and scale a successful business online, hey, the first time you run ads, they're gonna suck, right? I can remember the very first time I began to launch what I teach in my Rapid Success system. I started doing this in the year 2020. The very first time I did it, I got 0 clients from it. Now, the average person, because I've seen this happen, I've seen people enroll in my program who've done this. The average person would do something once, and since it doesn't work out the way they hoped and planned and prayed for and thought, they quit. They woe is me. The world is coming down. The world is ending, right? And they quit and give up. Not knowing that the very first time you do something is not failure, it's simply feedback. So if that's the case, if you know the very first time you do anything, chances are it's not going to go according to plan. Chances are it's not going to be the very best. So that's another reason why average people can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years to finally put something out there online. Why? Because they're so worried about it being perfect that they procrastinate and put it off. See where I'm going with this? But see, so average people are afraid of failure because they think failure is just the end of the world. Listen, you're not going to die because the very first time you do something doesn't generate sales, doesn't get you clients. The very first time you went to the gym to try to lose 20 pounds, guess what? You didn't lose 20 pounds. So do you say, oh no, the gym doesn't work? Or do you go back? Right? So, see, you have to be willing to get the suck out and fail fast. So if you know it to be a fact, your goal should be to fail as fast as possible. Like, you have an opportunity to enroll to get a coach or a mentor in the program, right? Your job should be to invest, enroll ASAP, and get in and start failing fast. Because the more you fail, the more things don't go according to plan, the more feedback you're going to get, and then you can tweak and make things better from there. So I teach all my clients and students this inside my Rapid Success system, and even myself, as I continue to invest and grow and to go to higher levels in my business, I have the same mindset. My mindset is, let me get in this thing, do what they're telling me to do, and do it as soon as possible so I can fail quickly. Because the moment I begin failing quickly, I'm getting feedback and I'm tweaking along the way. Are you aware of whenever NASA sends off a spaceship, a shuttle, or whatever, a satellite, a rocket, and say for instance, they're trying to send something off to the moon. Okay? Well, guess what? It does not go in a straight line to the moon. You might think it does, but it doesn't. This can be, all right, let's say this is the moon. All right, let's say this battery here is the moon. And let's say this here is a rocket ship. Okay? Now, you might think if rocket ship taking off, it should go in a straight line, right? Now, if you guys listen to this, just use your vivid imagination. I got some objects up right now. You guys watching this, you get to see the extra, right? But let's just say this is the moon, okay? And this is the rocket ship. Well, our natural minds, our untrained minds would say, oh, of course it goes in a straight line to the moon. And that's not the case. What happens is the moon could be right here and the rocket ship could be right here. And while the rocket ship is in orbit, while it's taking action, while it's moving closer and closer to its goal, it is doing something called course correcting. Okay? It's course correcting along the way. It go up, go to the right, go to the left, right? But it's course correcting. So then when it hits its destination, bam, it hits it. But If it went just in a straight, perfect line where no issues, no course correcting, it would miss its target. See, if you understand that failing fast, getting the suck out, it's all part of the process of you growing a successful business. Because when I shared the example you had first, the very first time I implemented what I teach you, we have our clients with inside our Rapid Success System, which is our high performance program for coaches, consultants, course creators, and professional service providers to help them create a multiple six-figure business in 90 days or less, which is as done for a lot of people, right? Is that when you could do this, the second time I did this strategy, guess what? I generated $6,500. The third time I did this strategy, I generated $22,000. The fourth time I did it, I generated $45,000. The fifth time I did it, I generated $60,000, right? So what happened? Each time I got better, better, and better. But if I would have given it the very first time I did it, where would I be? See, you have to understand that, my friend. So you have to be willing to fail fast. I got another episode I'm going to teach you, something called COI, right? COI. And I'm not going to get into that right now. It's going to be a really good episode. You're going to really enjoy it. But you have to be willing. See, it's the reason why average people are average. And unfortunately, most people are entrepreneurs. They want to be entrepreneurs. But they're not willing to fail fast. They're not willing to make a decision to invest in coaching and consulting. They're not willing to make a decision to invest and learn how to do ads. They're not willing to make a decision to invest in mentorship. They're not willing to make a fast decision, right? To do these things so they can go fail fast. Because why? Their mindset is not thinking that way. But whatever you do for the very first time, my friend, you're going to suck at it. And you got to become okay with that and say, you know what? I need to get this done as soon as possible. I need to get this set up as soon as possible. I need to launch my system out there online as soon as possible so I can get the suck out really quick so I can fail faster, because I know the faster I fail, the faster I get feedback, and the more I can course correct and fix it, and the faster I can hit my goal. So I hope that helped you today. And I don't believe, if you're listening to this right now, I don't believe that God called you to be average. I know for a fact God didn't call you to be average, right? Hey, here's the deal. You do know that only 1% of the population actually goes out and chase their dreams. Only 1% of the population is truly willing to risk, the laughter, the shame, the humiliation that the world would give you when they don't understand. See, the world would say, no, don't try that. That's too risky. Stay conservative. Stay in this box, right? Stay in your comfort zone. No, don't do that. Don't invest in that. Don't invest money in that. Don't invest time in that. No, you must be crazy. No. Come do what we're doing. And what the world is getting is a big, huge pot of mediocrity, a big, huge bowl of averageness that I don't believe that God has called you to. If you're still listening to this or watching this right now, God has created everyone to accomplish great things, but everyone will not accomplish great things because why? They don't have the mindset I'm talking about with you today. But if you're watching this right now, I need you to understand God's called you to greatness. God's called you to great things, and you need to pursue those things and leave that pot, leave that herd, leave that crowd of mediocrity, leave that averageness where it is, because why? You're not average. You're God's masterpiece, which is one of my programs, right? Our community of kingdom-minded entrepreneurs, and God's masterpiece can't be average, right? So I hope this motivated you, inspired you to realize that don't be average, don't settle for less, be willing to fail fast, be willing to get the suck out as soon as possible. And if you do, you're putting yourself 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 levels faster to achieving and reaching your goal, because only less than 1% of the population is willing to do what you and I are doing. Less than 1% of the population is willing to, quote unquote, risk it all for our dreams and desires that God has given us, right? To put money in growing ourselves and put money in growing our businesses instead of putting money in other things out there that don't give us a return, right? So I hope you got inspired from this. Hope you got motivated from this. I hope this reached you. I hope it spoke to you in a certain kind of way. Let me know. Let me know in the comments here what you found most valuable about this. If you're watching this on YouTube, my friend, I'm so glad you're here. Hey, do the YouTube thing. Like this channel, subscribe to this channel, click on that bell so that way you're notified each time I upload something new. And show me some love by sharing this as well, my friend. So I appreciate you for doing that. Hey, check the link in the description. You get access to a free training that I created just for Christ-centered coaches, consultants, course creators, and professional service providers. So it's going to show you how to scale your business super duper fast online without all the technical overwhelm, without posting daily online, without inboxing stranger scripts, without all that stuff, and also without doing any immoral, unethical things, for you to have to compromise your faith as well. So it's a free training. You go check out, click the link in the description. If you don't see the link there, just simply just go to chrissharrow.com and it should redirect you to the free training you can go check out right now. It's going to help you out a whole lot, my friend. Check that out. All right, my friend, remember this. Put God first in all that you do, and you too shall succeed. Peace and God bless.